Well, Jhaniele, very much like Montego Bay, perhaps?
Yes, it is. It is sunny and the view is awesome. So yes, feels a little much like home.
So just tell us about your upbringing. A small village, a large place?
Well, Montego Bay is actually the second city in Jamaica, and I actually lived there for 19 years. I've recently relocated to St. Thomas.
Right.
It's much smaller than Montego Bay, not as populated and not as well, not as fun as Montego Bay, but it's kind of like the country. And that's kind of like who I am. I like the country. I like the nature, like just being able to have good views of the sea and just have a lot of trees around me. So yeah, I love St. Thomas much more than Montego Bay. Montego Bay is fun.
Was it a lifestyle choice that you moved? Is that why you did it?
Yes, it was.
Right, tell us about your sporting upbringing at school. Was netball your first choice? Or I know basketball's very popular there.
Well, basketball is somewhat popular, but not as popular as netball. But netball was my first choice, I think, from the womb. I started playing in primary school.
Did Mum play?
Well, yeah, my mom played, but not professionally. She played for her school.
Right.
So I started playing at 11.
Does she provide the height in the family?
Oh, well, my mom and my dad. My mom is like 6 foot. My dad is 6'1".
Right, good start.
So this was my intended height.
Right.
So I'm like 6'5", so I got extra 5 inches. But I'm very proud of my height. I love it, you know.
And
I've
handy for
always
your
been,
sport?
definitely. Yeah.
So you were tall at school, so...
Ever since knowing myself, I was always tall.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So which part of the court did you levitate to first?
Shooter. I was always a goal shooter. I've been a goalkeeper once for my club team. That's Walgrovians. So I've only been a keeper for them for just maybe one season of my time being in the club. Right. But otherwise from that, I've always been a shooter.
Okay. So in school, was it a competitive competition between schools?
Yes, it was very competitive. And actually the first time my primary school had ever won a knockout championship was when I was playing. Right. So I made a vast I think so. So I made a vast difference in that team, and I went on to high school, and we've been St. James High was my high school. Right. We've been they have been good for the years, but when I got there, you know, they've been better.
Oh, I hope that's going to apply to the steel, is it?
Definitely, of course. You know, so yeah, netball for me, I've been playing netball almost my entire life. So it's just my passion, it's my love, it's my joy. Right. You know, it's me.
So when you left school, you joined a club? Is that how it
Well,
works?
yes. When I left school, my first club, which is in Montego Bay, was Pacesetters. Right. And that was my first club. They're the one that helped me to develop my skills, and they're the one who also helped me to do my my recruiting for the national team. Right. So after that club, I moved on to Walgrove. Walgrove is based in Kingston. Right. Yeah, so I'm currently with that club team, and that's one of the best clubs in Jamaica. Okay. Yeah, so.
Just talk about the structure of competition structure in Jamaica. Do you have like a Premier League or a competition?
Well, yeah, we have they're called, the league that I play for is Super League. Right. Right, but you have 2 leagues under. You have a B League and a C League under.
And how many teams in Super League?
Currently, I think it's about 7 teams in Super League. Right. Or even 10. I think, yeah, round about there. I'm not quite sure, because since I've left to come here, I think a couple of teams have been moved up. Right. So yeah, there's quite a few teams in Super League, and it's a very intense league. It's not as intense as maybe netball in New Zealand, but it's a very good league to start off with. Okay. Yeah, so. And
what sort of length of season do you play? Is it sort of 3-month season or 4 months?
Well, first we have Open League. Open League is where we play for about 2 months. Right. That's Open League, and then we'll get about 2 months break. Right. Well, it's not just break from the league, but we're in training and all of that. Okay. So then the season starts about March.
Right.
Yeah, so that will run for 4 months or 3 months, I think. Yeah, that runs for about 3 months.
Now, any of the players full-time professionals?
No. Currently in my club team, I'm like the only professional player.
Right.
Yeah, most of the players are, some of them are national squad,
Right.
some of them school, some of them working.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's hard to make a living, impossible to make a living. You've got to have other work.
Definitely, because Jamaica doesn't really have the resources such as what they would have here in New Zealand. So we would have to work, and it kind of stifles us. What our abilities are. It doesn't really pull out of us what we can do, and
Right.
I'm sure a lot of other players can do much more. But because it's going to be very hectic working a regular 9 to 5, some work, some go to school and work, some just go to school.
Right.
So.
What about the support around the team? Do you have the doctors, the nutritionists, the physios? Do the club teams have that luxury?
No, the club teams don't really have that luxury. But if we do have an injury, the club does take care of it.
Right.
Yeah, but...
What about the national team? Do they have
well,
the
the national
resources?
team, yeah, definitely. We have a doctor, we have physio. We have that support staff around us. So, yeah, we do.
What about the training then? Compare the training that you've done now with the Steel and the time you've been there with perhaps the Jamaica level. Is it sort of similar intensity or the club level?
Yes, it is. Well, not the club level, but the national level, it is the same intensity. However, only thing we're lacking is just our facilities. We may not have some of the facilities back in Jamaica that we do have here to enhance our ability. But if we had those facilities, I'm telling you, Jamaica team would be a team to be a force.
But that's what we want, isn't it, on the world stage? We want Jamaica up there with New Zealand and Australia and make it interesting at the very top.
Definitely. And we're going to get there because right now Jamaica has a very young team, and this team, the set of girls that are there, including myself and Romeldo, we are very tight-knitted, we are close, personally and within netball and out of netball. So because of that combination on court, we will be very good as well. So once we have a little more time training together and working hard, it's going to be a very awesome team coming next World Championship.
Okay. Well, when you come to Australasia, obviously you've had that experience in Melbourne, first time of ANZ. I know it's only pre-season, but what's your first impression of that?
Definitely.
Standard?
Well, honestly, I had expectations before I got there. I knew it was going to be very hard. I knew it was going to be intense games, and yeah, my expectations were fulfilled when I got on the court because I've been getting a lot of shoves and a lot of beatings. But I'm used to that. I've always been getting those beatings. But
is it physical game in Jamaica?
Yes, it is. It is.
Yeah.
It is very physical. It is very physical there.
What about the speed of the ANZ?
Maybe not as fast as NZ.
Right.
No, it's not as fast as NZ. We're more slower pace.
Right.
Yeah.
What about the physical preparation? Are you at the right fitness level, do you think, for this?
My fitness level, it can get better, but yes, I'm there. I'm getting there. Still have room for improvement.
Do you do a lot of things like weight training back in Jamaica and that sort of gym work that we spend a lot of time on?
Maybe not as much as here, but we do a little gym work and weights training back in Jamaica. Yeah.
How did the opportunity come to be part of the Steel setup?
Well, I think Janine, her coach, got my contacts from someone who already had it. And she sent me an email, and I responded. From that email came...
Were you keen when you saw it? You said, I'm going to go, or did you have to have a think about that?
I had to think about it because, as you know, I have a daughter back home, and she's my priority. So I did have a think about it, and I spoke to her. I spoke to her dad. I spoke to all those who it would have affected with me coming over. So, yeah.
I suppose it's a short, sharp spell, isn't it? You can get it, come and do it and go home quite quickly.
Well, leaving loved ones at home, it's not going to feel as quickly as it may seem, because I'm only here for a month and some, and it's very hard. Missing my daughter is like, but the time will pass. Once the season kicks in, it will pass, I think, very quickly. But I'll cope.
Will they be able to follow you from over there? Or you see
Definitely,
any netball on TV or
They may
perhaps?
not get it, well, internet. They will be able to get it on the internet, so they'll follow me via the internet.
Did you play age group for Jamaica? Was it under 21? Did you play that level?
Well, under 21, yes, I'd represented Jamaica in the under 21, but I did not go to the World Championship with them because, yeah, I played Australia when I was in the under 21, but that was the only time I represented during the under 21, and then I moved up to the national team.
Right. While you're over here, will you miss some international duties?
Yes, I will, of course. I'm missing one of the games that I really, really wanted to play, and that's against England. We're playing England in April. I really wanted to represent my country, you know, because it's a home game, as a matter of fact, and home games are very important to me, you know, because I want my country to see what we have to offer. And I think that they are going to be missing a big part of the team when I'm not there, as well as Romelda's not going to be there, you know, but I'm sure my team will be able to pull through.
And I suppose the coaches, are they positive about you coming over here for development purposes? Definitely,
my coach and, well, the management staff for the Jamaican Netball Association, they were very keen on me coming. They were happy and sad, mixed emotions, because they know they have the England series coming up and I'm not going to be there, but they were happy that I could come and get this experience and that I can gain knowledge, a vast knowledge on, you know, what the netball New Zealand and netball Australia is like, to come back and teach them and, you know, have a better understanding and better my skills.
With a view to Commonwealth Games, that'll be the next major tournament, won't it?
Yeah, that Commonwealth is next year. I'm very much looking forward to Commonwealth next year. So when I get back home, I'm just gonna. I think I may be going right back into training with the team because we do have Fast 5 coming up. So
that's after the finals here, of course.
Definitely after the finals. So when I go back home, it's just right back into training, and then we're just gonna. After that, I don't think we're going to get any break because Commonwealth Games are very serious games, just as much as, yeah, so we're just going to play hard, train hard, work hard, and devote ourselves for the next couple of years with the national team.
All right, let's talk about life in New Zealand.
Oh.
What's your first impression when you got to South and the beginning of this year?
Well, the first impression, I was like, oh, it's small, it's beautiful because it's quiet, and this type of spirit.
You like quiet, though, don't you?
Yes, so that's the type of spirit that I have. I like this type of setting, you know. I like being able to just be in the house and not hearing a loud noise, and you know, I like being able. And not only that, the people, they're so awesome, so friendly. So I felt so welcome when I got here because everybody knew I was this tall black girl walking around. She must be that tall girl from Jamaica.
I think you represent the entire Jamaican community.
Definitely. So, yeah, my impression, I felt very welcome and happy being here, you know. And
that's important, isn't it?
Definitely, because if I wasn't happy, then maybe I wouldn't have been putting out my abilities. I would have been in a shell because I'm not happy, but I'm happy. And not only the people that I've met, the citizens, but the Steele family, they've treated me so well so far. And I'm sure for the rest of the time they'll still be treating me well. But they've made me feel like I've been here for more than a month and some. They've made me feel like family here. This is my home away from home. Yeah, so I'm happy being here.
So who have they got you living with? What's the living setup?
I'm living with Phoenix. She's well, not much younger than I am, but she's younger than I am. And I want to say this on camera, she can't cook. So guess what? I'm the one cooking, and I cook very good.
That could be a strategy, though. You see, it could be a strategy to get you to do the cooking.
No, it's not, because guess what? I tried her out.
All right.
No. But she's very awesome. She's a very awesome flatmate, and the good thing is we know each other's space, so we never get in the way of each other. And you know, when you have females living together, it might get away at times. It never have gotten that way ever. And
there's plenty of time.
Well, there's plenty of time, but guess what? We've already get to familiarize ourselves with each other and our behavior. She knows I'm kind of Well, she says I'm antisocial, but I'm not because I'm always in my room. But, you know, we talk a lot. We spend time together. We do a lot of things together.
What's your specialty dish? She getting Jamaican food, or is she getting
Of
fire
course.
chips?
I've brought over with me some seasonings from Jamaica. So I've been cooking up a storm. I've cooked fricassee chicken. I've cooked curried chicken. What else have I cooked? I've been doing some curried shrimp as well. I love curry.
You do that? I get that impression. That's good.
So I've been cooking brown stew chicken, and I've been cooking dumplings, and yeah.
That sounds great.
So she's eating Jamaican until my seasons run out.
Yeah, okay. So what about when you're not playing netball? How do you like to fill your leisure hours?
Honestly,
I saw you paddling in the water. Is water sports big for you?
not big for me, but I love going to the sea. I love going to the river, you know, and most of all, I love spending time with my daughter. I'm always, whenever I have any time at all, I spend it with her. You know, I'll take her out. I'll take her to the beach. I'll take her to the rivers, to the falls, you know, and just have moments with her that I can always remember. When I'm sad and when I'm homesick, I just look back and I remember her and I'm happy again. Yeah.
I think you'll be out buying presents though, will you be to take home? A bit
Definitely. No, it's no pressure. I have to. Wherever I go, I bring back something from my baby. You know, she deserves it. She's awesome because she's going to school.
Right.
And the other day she got back her report and she got 87. She came 5th in her class. She's only 3 years old.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, and she's very good at Spanish.
So.
You know, so my baby deserves everything. I'm not there and I think she needs me, but then I'm doing this for her as well. So, and the thing is, she understands, you know, because anytime anyone asks her, where's your mom? She's like, my mom is in New Zealand. You know, so she knows where I'm at. She knows what I'm doing.
And not many other mothers would be that she's mixing with.
Yes, definitely. But
all right, so let's just talk about what you'd like to achieve while you're out here. What are sort of your personal goals?
Well, my personal goal is to develop my skills much more because I think I'm very skillful, but there's room for improvement, you know, so that's my personal goal, to be one of the best shooter there is, you know, so good workout, Irene, I'm coming. I really look up to her, you know, so I'm looking to have my name out there as one of the best shooters in the world.
Excellent. All right, now's your chance to share with us a secret that your team don't know. Something about yourself that they haven't told them yet, but we're going to find out when we show them the footage.
Honestly, there's nothing.
You must have a habit or a hobby or something that they don't know about.
Oh, all right. I haven't. Maybe it's not just a good habit, but I suck my my tongue. I'm always sucking on my tongue and playing with my navel.
Right.
I hide and do that.
It's the best answer I think we've ever had. We won't film that though. We'll just take your word for it, shall we?
Yeah.